This video will get you the best body skin you've ever had in your life, and we're going to do that using science and dermatology. I literally watched over 30 different videos done by dermatologists. I read over 20 studies to create the ultimate body care routine because I want the silkiest, smoothest, best looking skin of my life this year. But I will not do that alone. You're coming along with me. And the amazing thing about this video is that most of the products mentioned here will be cheap because beauty should be accessible to everyone. We're going to cover everything: body odor, hyperpigmentation, strawberry legs, hair removal, everything, so we can look good from top to bottom. This is your ultimate scientific guide to beautiful body skin in 2026. The entire routine obviously starts with cleansing. And you might think this is a trivial step, but it's actually really important because we can do a lot here to target body odors coming from multiple areas. The very first product we're going to apply, being in the shower, is a benzoyl peroxide wash. Benzoyl peroxide is very effective at killing acne bacteria, and it's often that bacteria that's responsible for body odor. We're going to focus on areas that emit body odor, such as under your armpits, in the groin area, between the folds, and between your toes. You want to leave it on for a few minutes and then rinse it off very well, because benzoyl peroxide bleaches everything it touches, so it truly is important you make sure nothing is left behind. And after that is done, we'll actually apply a body wash. You want to get something that will be fit for your skin type and your needs. Of course, how strong your body wash needs to be depends on how dirty you are at the end of the day and on your skin type. But ideally, you get something that you can also use down there. Something that I saw repeated over and over in the dermatology videos I looked at is that you don't need a cleanser specific to your vulva area. You just need something that will be fit for sensitive skin and that won't irritate the area down there. So avoid products with fragrance. Also, avoid washing the area between the labia minora as it is extra sensitive. And naturally, we don't wash internally, only externally. You can also just use water. Water is sufficient for a lot of people. I'm not a part of those people, and you might not be, and that's okay. Obviously, it's also important for me to note that this area will never smell like vanilla and roses, and that is very normal. That is very okay, and actually there will be something wrong if it smelled like that on a regular. Of course, together with cleansing comes physical exfoliation, and this is where so many people make a grave mistake, and we're going to course correct that today. I do want to clarify quickly that while physical exfoliation is a great addition to routine, it's not typically what will fix the big issues people have, like body acne or acne scarring or strawberry skin. On the other hand, being too rough can make things worse. We will tackle all those later on in the routine. From this point on and throughout the rest of the video, I will regularly remind you to be gentle because irritating your skin is the worst thing that you can do. It is going to make your issues that much worse. So of course, the most gentle physical exfoliation option is just using your hands. I know the hygiene Olympic side of the internet will come down on me for saying this, but it's perfectly fine to just use your hands to wash your body, and it's actually more hygienic than using loofahs. Loofahs can get nasty really fast because they don't get aired properly. They get kept in the shower and they never fully dry as a result, and they just become the perfect breeding ground for bacteria. So instead, if you do want to take that physical exfoliation up a notch, you can use washcloths. After using them, you hang them out to dry, and once dry, you toss them in the washing machine. So you always only use them once before they get clean. And if you want to take it up another level, you can use an African net sponge. These are used all over Africa. You can adjust the level of exfoliation and they make it easy to reach your back. They are also much more hygienic than loofahs because they dry quickly because of the gaps in between. Now onto the good stuff, the high impact stuff. This is where we can target hyperpigmentation, acne scars, strawberry legs, ingrowns, etc. etc. There are so many actives and products on the market, but I do not believe in maximalist routines that are hard to follow, so we're going to look for what will give us 80% of the results while doing 20% of the work. So what we'll do is threefold. Number one, we're going to speed up cell turnover so we can reveal beautiful glowing new skin faster over time. Number two, we're going to exfoliate the skin from the inside out. And number three, we're going to stop the overproduction of pigment. And that part is probably the most important of them all. That if you don't do number three, number one and and number 2 do not matter at all, so don't even bother. The best way to speed up cell turnover is using vitamin A derivatives or retinoids like retinol. The best product in this category, and this was by far the most recommended product by dermatologists in the videos that I watch, is the Gold Bond Age Renewal Retinol Body and Face Lotion. This is an all-in-one product. It contains a lot of wonderful evidence-based ingredients for the skin while being very nice in texture and easy to apply. And you could honestly stop there, and over time you'll already see improvement, but it's possible it won't be enough for you. And in that case, if you already have another strong retinoid somewhere that is meant for your face, you can apply it in small quantities over the stubborn areas you're trying to treat. For me, that was under my armpits with adapalene. Adapalene in general is such a miracle ingredient. I love it so much. I tell everyone that has any sort of skin issues to try adapalene. There is so much evidence behind retinoids and vitamin A derivatives. But the reason why I like adapalene so much more than the rest is because it's much less irritating than retinol while working much faster. The second part of a plan is chemical exfoliation. Chemical exfoliation is done using acids such as lactic acid, glycolic acid, or salicylic acid. Chemical exfoliants can do a lot of things depending on which you're using, but generally speaking, there are evidence-based methods for combating hyperpigmentation, ingrowns, strawberry legs. One of the most popular products among dermatologists and the general population seems to be the ordinary glycolic acid toner. I personally felt conflicted about this product, so I have a personal different recommendation, but this works for a lot of people and it's really cheap considering the amount of product that you get. The bottle will last you a lifetime. I believe they actually increased the price recently, but even the smaller bottle will last you for very, very long. The reason why I feel conflicted about this product is because it was too irritating for some of the areas that I wanted to use it in. But if you pour this into a spray bottle and spray it deliberately over your body, you'll notice over time that your skin will look more glowy, in my personal experience. But like I said, it was too much for the areas that I wanted to use it in, like the bikini area and under my armpits. So the product that I prefer as an acid toner is the Topicals High Roller Tonic. Everything from the design to the formulation makes it excellent for your armpits and your bikini area. And of course, you can also use it all over your body. It doesn't only exfoliate, but it's also very soothing. So it's perfect for those times that you develop ingrowns after shaving. This will 100% help. I promise you that this product will help with your ingrowns. And I have never gotten any ingrowns ever since I started using this. I wish I had a budget recommendation for this product, but I've stuck with it since I tried it and it has lasted me a very long time. The last part of a plan is stopping the overproduction of melanin. And I am speaking here specifically to the girls with hyperpigmentation issues who know that you can develop a new dark spot if you just breathe wrong. This is the most important part. None of the two other options above are going to work if you don't listen to what I'm about to say. And it's very simple and it's very cheap. You need to protect your skin from the sun and you need to stop irritating your skin. If you just do those two things, all your hyperpigmentation issues will eventually go away. It will take a long time though. So everything else we discussed is just a way to speed up the process. In the context of everything else we just discussed, it is especially important that you follow this advice because some of the actives that I talked about earlier make you more sun sensitive. So if you do not protect your skin from the sun, you'll be worse off than you were before. I repeat, if you actually go ahead and use chemical exfoliants, but you do not protect your skin from the sun, you will be worse off than you were before. This is very, very important. The same goes for irritation. Irritation triggers hyperpigmentation. If you're using any of the products and you realize your skin is getting irritated, stop. It's not worth it because when hyperpigmentation is there, it takes forever to get rid of. You want to gradually add things to your routine, see how your skin reacts, and then if it's okay with it, go further. This is a bonus tip that I feel like I have to include in this video because it did wonders for my strawberry legs. Another helpful evidence-based ingredient that is severely underrated is urea. It's not a retinoid or a chemical exfoliant, but I am mentioning it here because it's in the Gold Bond lotion and it works works so well at making your skin smoother overall, but it also works wonderfully well at getting rid of strawberry legs. Urea is actually a humectant under 10%, but it becomes a keratolytic above a certain percentage, and it starts breaking down rough skin, and it helps immensely with keratosis pilaris. This works so well and so fast while being cheap, and it has many usages. I'll talk about another one of those later. That's very important. Stick around. It is wonderful for another purpose. The only downside to urea that I have personally experienced is that every single urea product that I've tried smells unpleasant and it's not nice to apply to the skin. But if you can get over that and apply it nightly, consistently, you will definitely see a difference in texture of your skin relatively quickly and a betterment of your keratosis pilaris or strawberry legs. It is important that I let you know that keratosis pilaris is actually not a condition. It's an umbrella term for what looks like this, typically on the legs or on the arms, and it can be caused by many different things. You can reduce its appearance, but the only way to completely get rid of it is permanent hair removal. Permanent or semi-permanent hair removal in itself solves a lot of issues. The less often you have to shave or wax, the less likely you are to irritate your skin in that way, and the less likely you are to get ingrowns or hyperpigmentation. And if you've ever wondered why you get ingrowns, it's because of your hair removal method. When you shave or tweeze the hair, for example, sometimes that hair decides to grow back into your skin as opposed to out of it, which is what ends up becoming this very painful and awful experience. This happens more often to women with curly or textured hair, and since those of us who have curly or textured hair are more likely to have melanin in our skin, we also often scar worse as well. The most common form of semi-permanent hair removal is obviously laser hair removal, but it can be very costly, and depending on where you live, you can't necessarily find a clinic that even has lasers that are appropriate for dark skin. Fun fact, if you're planning on ever getting laser, you should know that if you do so before having children and then get pregnant after, the hormonal changes can make the hair grow back, which means you have to do it a second time. But there is a way around all of that. Let me talk to you about the sponsor of this video, DermRays. I am so happy about this collaboration. As I am filming this video, it's now mid-March, so I have been trying this out for nearly 3 months now, and I can confidently recommend this because it works. There are 3 different types of lasers on the market, and they all work more or less in the same way. They emit light, and the energy of that light gets absorbed by the melanin in the hair follicle, slowly destroying the hair follicle over time. The most popular way to do it at home is with IPL, which is notoriously bad for dark skin. Please do not use IPL because IPL targets any and all melanin, and your actual skin absorbs too much energy, and that leads to burns, hyperpigmentation, and hypopigmentation. So in clinics, what they use for darker skin tones is long pulse 1064 nanometers and the YG. And multiple studies have shown that this is not only an effective hair reduction method, but also a safe one for dark skin. That is mainly because the longer wavelengths are capable of actually reaching the hair follicles, and the hair follicles only, and destroying them and not your skin. The device that I've been using for 3 months now is a DermRays V6S, which uses a 1064 nanometer diode laser, not IPL. And this is what my leg looks like now, about a week and a half after shaving. This is the only alternative to a clinic-grade laser for dark skin for at-home usage, and the only one that is FDA-cleared, which means it's perfectly safe to use. The device was also clinically tested by an independent third party on 30 subjects, and nearly all of them were satisfied with the hair reduction. If you're wondering about the pain level, this will of course vary from person to person, but for me, depending on the area and on the intensity I use the laser, I'm going to be honest, it ranges from a bit of warmth to a quick zap, like getting hit with a little elastic band over and over. I have never done at-home laser hair removal or laser hair removal in general before, so I have no other point of comparison. I just know I am very satisfied with this. If you're unsure whether or not you want to take this splurge, just know that DermRays has a 90-day money-back guarantee. So if you're not satisfied with your results after 60 days, but within a period of 90 days, you will be fully refunded. And if you want to try it out, you can use my code Florence26. That gets you $150 off. I have a link down below so you can get your own. Thank you so much, DermRays, for sponsoring this video. Okay, I also wanted to have a section dedicated to discussing feet. There's no real way to make this transition smooth, so just bear with me. Essentially, you can have baby soft feet really easily. This specific foot mask is what you want. It's by a brand called Baby Foot. They make this mask that is just a high concentration of chemical exfoliants. There are cheaper masks on Amazon that will do a decent job, but this is truly the best one, trust me. I have tried a lot of them. You want to soak your feet in water until the skin becomes softer, and then you put the mask booties on. I like to put socks on top to really make sure it's close to my skin, and I always keep this on for about 10 minutes more than the recommended time period, and then I rinse. About a week after you use this, you'll shed all of the dead skin on the bottom of your feet, and when it's all over, you will literally be closer to the ground. The first time I used this, it felt very weird because my feet could feel so much more ground. If that makes sense, it's an odd sensation, but anyway. Then from day to day, you want to use Area on your feet before you go to sleep. I told you that we're going to use that cream. Again, you will have soft feet year-round if you do this. You just want to take a bit of Area cream, whatever cream that you have that contains a high concentration of Area. They also sell specific creams with 40 to 60% Area on Amazon. Those are perfect for those. In the beginning, you want to apply it on your feet every night, and gradually you'll need it less and less. But if you do that year-round, you will never need a stripper or a pumice-stone ever again. Soft feet are so underrated. It just feels so luxurious to have soft feet. If you want to go the extra mile, I also recommend using a body oil every day. This obviously is purely cosmetic. It's not going to penetrate your skin, especially in the spring and summer. The only one that I use and that I have used for a very long time and that I can recommend is the Nux body oil. It doesn't transfer whatsoever. It smells absolutely amazing and it makes you glow. I wish I had something else to recommend that's cheaper, but every other body oil I've tried, I don't like as much. But please feel free to drop your recommendations for drugstore ones in the comments. Okay, I just said a lot of things and I know it can feel overwhelming, so I actually put a sort of spreadsheet in the description so you know what to use and when. I also have the sources for the information I just gave linked in there as well. If there is anything you should take away from this video, it's that beautiful skin is attainable for you as well. I don't want you to run to buy every product mentioned here. Check out the spreadsheet I made to figure out what will actually be beneficial to you. I will link all the products mentioned in the description as well as my sources for this video. In case you want more, check out my video on cost and time-effective, science-based beauty tips that actually work. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.